Hey guys, what's up? I tried to just upload this video. I literally sat down with my netbook in my basement, as you can tell, and I tried recording, but for whatever reason, like all of a sudden, as soon as I got done recording, my web browser, which is Firefox, just randomly shut down. So here I am redoing it, and for whatever reason, it's not letting me go into the Royal Rumble results, which I don't need. But YouTube will be the death of me. Okay, maybe not. But YouTube is a nuisance, and I might likely go to a different network. And network, well, that sounds very odd, but I'm going to a different website and do my vlog from there. But who knows? Anyway, let's just plow right through the Rumble once again, since YouTube's ridiculous, and let's just see what we have to look forward to. Now, anyway, first match was a championship match. Now, actually, I'm not quite sure of the order last night, to be honest, so I'm just going to toss them out. I know they went back to back, so I'm going to say the first one was Edge and Dolph Ziggler, which actually I think it was. But it was a very good match. Like I said before in my video that you guys won't see because YouTube was ridiculous. It wasn't. It was a slower paced match than the WWE title match, but I think that's in a way that's kind of how they had to do it. They had Vicky Guerrero basically attacked by Kelly Kelly, which I just don't understand. Then again, I just started watching SmackDown again, but so maybe something happened that I missed, which I'm sure it did. But so while she was down, Edge basically hit a few moves, and Dolph Ziggler was down, and in the process, he also knocked down the ref. Now, with everyone down, and Edge can't use the spear, he uses the spear, and he basically picks him up, and by him I mean Dolph Ziggler. He picks him up, does a kill switch, and that's how he wins the match, which I thought was kind of cool, a little tribute to Christian. And when he hit the kill switch, I'll be honest, I thought Christian was coming back tonight, or tomorrow, last night. Took me long enough, but he didn't. I mean, I honestly thought he was going to be a surprise entrant in the Rumble, but he wasn't. And I mean, I'm not going to cry about it or anything. I mean, it does kind of suck because Christian is on the current roster. In my opinion, he's someone worth keeping an eye on. But they didn't use him. I mean, I heard he was flown in just in case, so maybe he was a backup in case someone couldn't make it or something. Who knows? But I think that really does mean Christian's coming back then, either on SmackDown or at the Elimination Chamber, and they'll probably hype him up going into the Chamber. Who knows? There really is a lot of ways that they can do that. So anyway, back to the match. It wasn't the best match I want to say on the card, but it was a very solid match. I mean, I'll be honest. At times, I thought Dolph was actually going to win. I mean, that's just how it is. But honestly, I don't see Dolph Ziggler winning the title this year. I mean, not this year, just not onto the road to WrestleMania. I don't see him winning. I think he'll win after, maybe at a lesser known pay-per-view, but he really needs to start building himself up. I mean, he's done a great job, but I think he can push it more and just really get out there, and that's what he will do. I'm sure he will. Now, going on to the other match, which the other championship match I should say was The Miz taking on Randy Orton. Now, this match I really wanted to see, mainly because I'm from Cleveland. The Miz is from Cleveland, so it was kind of cool to see. And I think Cole cracks me up on commentary. He really does. I mean, this guy, he jumps up and down whenever The Miz comes out. He claps. He even cheers for Alex Riley, A-Rai. So it was pretty funny to see that. But this match had a lot of twists and turns, and by that I mean you would see the skull-crushing finale countered into an RKO, stuff like that. And when you have a match with all those kind of components, when you have a match where every single thing falls into place like that, to me it's a 5-star match, and that's what that match was. They really don't get any better than that. I was honestly at the edge of my seat. I'm sure there's a lot of people saying, it was an okay match. It wasn't anything special, but to me that really was, and that it really does show me that The Miz has a lot of potential. Now, honestly, I think The Miz is going to be champion all the way up until WrestleMania, and then he's going to drop it at Mania, which would suck beyond belief, but I think that's what's going to happen, essentially. I think that he's not going to keep the title like after Mania. I think Mania's going to be his last night as champion because the Raw after Mania, we're going to have a new champion. That will be either, in my opinion, Randy Orton or John Cena. Probably John Cena, I'm sure. So, I mean, that's for the prediction video, and I definitely will do that. Just obviously when Royal Rumble or WrestleMania gets closer. Now, going on to the Divas match, it was supposed to be a 2-on-1 handicap match, Lay Cool versus Natalia, but instead it was a fatal four-way, and they announced it as Natalia going up against Michelle McCool, going up against Layla. And then Michael Cole, who got an email from the Raw GM, said, and also this competitor. And when he said that, I thought Awesome Kong, like I'm sure a lot of people did, but it turned out to be Eve, which I thought was kind of, I don't know how to word it, but it wasn't, it's kind of a disappointment, I guess, because not only did I want to see Awesome Kong, but if it was like Melina, I mean, obviously she's, I don't know. I mean, I just don't know what I'm getting at. I guess the point I'm trying to make is that it should have been anyone else but Eve. I mean, Eve's a great wrestler. She's just not over with the crowd. You gotta have her wrestle a lot more than what you do. Have her wrestle on Superstars. Have her wrestle on Raw. Whatever the case is. But I mean, they just didn't do that. They didn't use her like really at all. And so I mean, that's kind of a disappointment. Overall, the match was great. I loved the ending, to be honest, where Eve does a moonsault, I believe on, I want to say Layla, and Michelle McCool rolls up whoever the other Natalia. It's a Divas match. Honestly, Divas matches, they kind of put me to sleep. You know, I'm gonna be honest. None of the Raw Divas or SmackDown Divas can wrestle. I don't even know what show they're all on, to be honest. And I'm sure a lot of people may even say, "Oh, wow, you're not a true wrestling fan." No, that's not the case. The case is that whenever the Divas come on, honestly, that's when I go in the other room, get some food, use the bathroom, whatever, because I have zero interest to watching Divas wrestle. They they can't wrestle. And until like I mean, I watch Superstars every single week. Now, if there's a Divas match and it's somewhat decent, I'll tune into whatever show those Divas are on, just see how the other Divas perform, you know? So, but bottom line, honestly, the match to me didn't really have any effect or appeal. It was just, it was like it was almost like you were watching Raw or SmackDown and Divas were wrestling. I mean, it wasn't anything special, but I mean, the ending was cool. Going back to that, sorry I got off track and ranted, but Eve does a moonsault, McCool rolls up Natalia, I believe, and the referee, whose attention's turned to Eve, counts 1, 2, 3. Now on the other side of the ref, you have Michelle McCool, who pinned at the same exact time. Referee crowns Eve the champion. Now that match, the ending I thought was pretty cool. It was quote unquote controversial, but it was just a great ending. Now going into the 40-man Royal Rumble, you had Alberto Del Rio was the eventual winner, but there were a few surprises, as some people knew, some people didn't. It was Booker T and Kevin Nash. They both came back, but Kevin Nash came back as Diesel, which I'm a little skeptical on. I don't understand why they didn't just have him as Kevin Nash. I mean, to me, it's more realistic, and a lot of people recognize him more as Kevin Nash, in my opinion. I mean, you have to be a WWE fan back pre-Attitude Era to know that that's Diesel, you know? I mean, obviously you could read his single or two strap and it says Diesel, or you could look up a Tensha. I'm sure they swapped out Kevin Nash with Diesel, but whatever the case is, I mean, it was alright. I mean, the only bad part about Booker T and Diesel coming back was that two things. One, they didn't eliminate anyone, and second, their stay was just short. And it was kind of embarrassing, I'm going to be honest, that Santino Marella lasted longer than those guys. Granted, Santino was under the ring, but still, how are you going to have that happen? I can't complain. The match was great. I really did love how John Morrison, especially, he was on the apron. I can't remember who, but someone comes up and just like smacks him off, and he jumps right on the barricade and then leaps back over to the stairs and then goes back in the ring. That was incredible. I haven't seen anything like that in Mania. I know 1 year Ray got hit, but he kind of fell out, but he used like two wrestlers who were already thrown out like side by side. He used them as like stepping stones to get back to the ring. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think even Rey Mysterio could pull off what Morrison did because you have to be extremely agile, and Morrison's a lot more agile than Ray. But Alberto Del Rio was the eventual winner, which I think he will challenge Edge at Mania. I don't think he'll win at Mania, but I'll get to that when Mania comes. I mean, congrats to Alberto Del Rio. Um, I don't know. It was funny though with Santino. I'll be honest, where Santino basically like hid underneath the ring the entire time, or yeah, he hid underneath the ring because he wasn't thrown over. He went underneath the ropes, and the cool thing about that was no one really remembered. I mean, I remembered throughout the whole time. My brothers did. I'm sure people watching at home did, but the live crowd, I don't think they really remembered that Santino was underneath the ring. And then when Santino comes back out, he basically comes in, does his whole Cobra, knocks out Alberto Del Rio. I'm thinking, oh my God, Santino's going to Mania. But then Alberto eliminated Santino. But so that was the end of that. But it was kind of cool because for a moment you were actually on the edge of your seat, looking on and thinking, oh my God, no one thought Santino was going to win. So I mean, but all in all, Alberto did win, and congrats to him. I said Drew McIntyre, I was wrong, and I'll be honest, Alberto, he wasn't even in my top three. Top five to win, sure, but not in my top three to win. Honestly, he wasn't. And I mean, I'm sure a lot of other people had him to win. I didn't, But I mean, it's give and take, I mean, I said he was going to lose, and he won. So I mean, congrats to Alberto. I mean, I guess he does deserve it. He's a great wrestler, great on the mic. They really seem to love him. The fans hate him. So he has all the ingredients to become a huge main event player. Let's just hope he gets there in one fashion or the next. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys later.